was batch 4, and he's building something amazing. He's going to talk about it. And yeah, so he's a full stack blockchain developer, and he will get to talk about himself more. And yeah, so hope you guys are excited to talk to all. Yeah. So Elio, the Zoom is yours. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Welcome.
Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you, Elio. Yeah. You are the host, and you can share if you have a slide.
Yeah. Hello, guys. It's nice to meet you all, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jordan, for having me speak today. My name is Elio, and I'm a full stack blockchain developer and a student at Vellore Institute of Technology, India. I study computer science. I'm currently in my final year, and I'm also one of the graduates of the Celo Camp Web3 Accelerator. So yeah.
So Elio, we can get started, and you can tell us what you're building and what exactly is into the verse. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just share my screen, and maybe that would be better. Yeah, so we are building Into the Verse. So Into the Verse is a pixel parallel universe. It's a replication of the real universe, but in a in a pixel metaverse. And the project involves a play to earn game, and it also involves interaction with DeFi in a gamified aspect. So it's like you're living in a parallel universe, and you are incentivized through games, through DeFi, and through NFTs. And we are building on Celo blockchain. Something about my team. So we are a team of college students, freelancers, and developers who have been building in the Web3 space, and along with my friends from college. So we are a team with a vision, and we are here to make an impact. So the problems with the current games, the games that we usually play, are that there are no real token gated communities, and also games have very little player engagement. That is, most of them are like single player, wherein you need to compete. You don't have to actually compete with most of the players. You just need to complete some levels. And yeah, so these games have a huge onboarding opportunity for these games, like metaverse games like Xe Infinity, like Sandbox. They have a huge onboarding opportunity for newbies and for people into DeFi and into crypto. And very few games today are community governed games. That is, the community actually gets to decide the next move, or they actually get to vote on different proposals, etc. So Into the Verse is here to solve all these problems. And yeah, with metaverses and DeFi, you have MeFi. So MeFi is a new paradigm, and metaverses are just getting started right now. You can see it in, like, Facebook has recently rebranded to Meta, and they are it's really promising the way that they are going to promote user interaction through AR, through VR, wherein you would be able to virtually connect through your own metaverse avatar with different people in the metaverse. So metaverses with crypto, with DeFi can be really game changing. So in Into the Verse, we have a wallet based access. That is, you need to sign up with your Celo wallet to get access to the metaverse. I'll go into the demos soon. And you can actually, once you get into the metaverse, you are assigned an avatar which you choose. So this avatar is an NFT, and you can actually interact with various aspects of DeFi, like you can swap assets. So the game token is used to buy most of the collectibles and most of the items inside the metaverse. Like you want to buy new characters for playing the game, or you want to equip with some new stuff. So which you can use in the game. You need to have some game tokens. For that, we are currently in the process of integrating with OobSwap, wherein we have a bank inside the metaverse. You can just enter that bank and you can swap some amount of CUSD or Celo tokens in return in exchange for the game token. So you can use that game token later on to like shop items from the marketplace. You can also stake assets, or you stake your profits on pools on Celo, and you can earn yield through yield farming. And these are some of the characteristics of the game that we are currently developing. So the game is based on a dungeon setting, wherein you would be able to like enter the dungeons, raid the dungeons, and earn weekly loot, which would like keep the user engaged in the game. Like there would be weekly challenges. There would be story modes like most other RPGs have. Like you go through a story mode and you unlock different aspects of the game here and there. And there would be one-on-one challenges. So what one-on-one challenges does is two users would be able to stake certain amount of crypto in an escrow. So escrow is a third-party contract which holds your assets, and then they would be able to compete, and the winner would like take it all. So there would be one-on-one battles. So for the Celo camp, since most of us are like in the team are like students, and we are quite an early stage startup, we have made the MVP for the Celo camp, and we are looking to raise funds soon so that we can take this project to the next level. So I'll present the demo right now.
This is the initial metaverse with the multiplayer setting. You can see multiple buildings, interiors, roads, and gardens as part of the city. You need to physically visit different avenues to play games and access DeFi. Now let's jump right into an NFT marketplace. Here you can mint, sell, and view your collectibles. To mint an item, you need to enter the name, description, and the price in Seaverse token. This results in creation of a ERC-721 token, followed by listing the item on the marketplace. Once listed, the item gets displayed in the sales and where the users can buy, and also in the dashboard where they can be viewed as collectibles minted and sold. To buy the item, you need to use the Seaverse tokens. And once bought, these items get delisted from the sales. They get showed up in the user dashboard. Heading back to the metaverse and into the game. This is an RPG game to collect loot. The rewards from the hidden chests get minted on Celo's blockchain as Seaverse tokens. You can kill the demons guarding chests and avoid them so that you can save your life. The game is set up in different storylines. Here, the player heads to the mysterious wizard to collect the key to unlock the token gate. You need to get to the level pass NFT for the next level, which acts as a proof of attendance, so that the progress of the game is stored on chain. And the user starts from the level where he last left off the next time he logs in. The minted NFTs can be used as cosmetics and characters in game when voted from the DAO. Heading back to the metaverse, users can make donations to social causes and charity via the Impact Market UBI protocol using Celo dollars. This would create a sense of belonging and also a way for users to give back to the society, thus creating financial prosperity for the masses to make the world a better place to live in.
Yeah, so this was a short demo about the MVP. So we have a metaverse, and you are able to like meet different people, you are able to perform different DeFi interactions as part of the crypto city. And we have, like, you could see that we have made donations to Impact Market. So Impact Market is a UBI protocol which like works for good causes, and it uses Celo. And yeah, we've also seen the game. So we want the users to be able to mint or purchase items from the marketplace, and later like to be able to equip them in the game. So you can like, it is a multi character NFT game. So a roadmap about the project. Our project started as part of the Chainlink hackathon, where most of the initial game level and most of the ideation took place. But since then, we've come a long way. For the Celo Camp Web3 Accelerator, we have created the metaverse from scratch. We have built the NFT marketplace, and we are doing the integration with Uniswap on the Alpha Heroes testnet, where we launch a token and we launch pools, and we are able to swap assets. And apart from that, in December, we have these December and the coming months, we have a certain set of targets that we are looking at. And here are some of these. So we want to expand the metaverse, try to integrate with different protocols. We want to build new game levels, introduce new sets of characters, and maybe have an NFT pre-sale where we sell certain NFT characters to our users, and then later which would be airdropped, and they could later uh, purchase it from the marketplace once they are live, and when the game launches they would be able to use these inside the game. And yeah, so this is our revenue model. So apart from the token, which is an utility in terms of governance and in terms of the working of the game, we have the NFT marketplace. We are also planning to introduce ownable real estate. So you could own some part inside the metaverse, and owning owning a particular part inside the metaverse would give you incentives, like you would be able to participate in the governance process or in the into the verse DAO. And yeah, so crypto crowdfunding is an example. So we are planning to rent spaces to different people who want to promote their products on the metaverse, different NFT projects, and seek various collaborations so that different projects in the Celo ecosystem can grow together. Apart from that, this is the in-game store, and here are some liquidity farming incentives as well. Token economics, I can share this pitch deck in the link so that you can have a look at that. This is the diagram. This was an idea just before the start of the camp, like what the metaverse would look like, what it would have, and the MVP has already been presented to you. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Verse. I need to update this. Just changed it a few days ago. So I'll pass the link to that, and this is the link to our website. And we have a Notion doc available here as well. So that was about Into the Verse and what we have done for the Celo during the phase of the Celo camp.
Awesome. So for those who have not watched the game one or prayer one, make sure that you watch, and you will be able to get a glimpse of what Elio is building. So it's really interesting. It's something which is awesome. Imagine earning Celo just for playing a game and contributing it to impact market for a good cause to help someone in the other parts of the world. Yeah. So before we continue, before that, there is personally, I would like to ask a personal question, because most of these the guys who are here in the call or present for the call, most of them are developers, and it's on how you got started to blockchain. Like, when was that moment, like that light that sparked into you, and you really felt like blockchain is the way? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell my a genuine story. Um, like in my country, India, most of the engineering college, they come to colleges so that they could finish their 4 years of engineering college and then get a job in the tech field. So I had a similar opinion until my third year of engineering in college, where like at the end of last year, I met a few friends from India who were working in the crypto industry for about, and they had a lot of experience as well. And it started at the Chainlink Virtual Spring Hackathon. Um, so, yeah, so I met my friend who is part of the Into the Verse team, and he he suggested on building a project for the hackathon, and we eventually turned out to be the runners up at the Chainlink hackathon. So we built the initial level of the game with all the Web3 interactions, and I was completely new that time. And how it all got started, it was like it was all really natural, and um, um, like I just like he passed on a few links where I could study about ERC 20 tokens, about Ethereum blockchain, and a certain set of video tutorials. Like if you are developers, you must be knowing about Patrick Collins, developer advocate at Chainlink, and he has some really good content on the web about Web3 and building on Web3. So this was the first place that I started out. And apart from that, there have been like amazing mentors who I worked with, and some of the resources that I follow include Eat the Blocks. It is a YouTube channel and it has really good Web3 content. And then slowly after that, I started diving deep into blockchain, into like learning how stuff actually works, into smart contracts. And during that time, in the month of March, Celo had started a fellowship in India in partnership with DevFolio. So DevFolio is the home of international hackathons, and most of the hackathons taking place in India as well. And it is the place where most of the talented developers come from in India. So the Celo fellowship was awarded to 10 student developers from India, and that's how I started to learn about Celo. Uh, Celo's mission of prosperity for the masses, and the different projects building on DeFi, on impact, and wallets, and all those all that stuff. The amazing we've had Jordan, who was one of my mentors and who I really seeked a lot of help from with my own projects. Like when I first started out building a dApp on Celo, he had been really helpful. Apart from that, we've had Patrick Barron from Mula Market. We've had mentors from PaySale who were graduates from the Celo camp from the previous batches. And that's how it really kickstarted. And I like really started diving into open source Web3 world. After that, I took part in a lot of ETH Global hackathons and also hackathons by ETH India. And I actually teamed up with a few developers from India, and we built a pay-as-you-go live streaming platform, live streaming video platform, wherein every video that a creator publishes on the platform is an NFT. And you don't have to like do a prepaid service wherein you are like paying at the start of the month for like watching for the subscription, but you use real-time finance, which is enabled by Superfluid, and uh, that initiates a stream from your wallet to the creator's wallet, and that's how you are able to unlock the NFT. And once you stop the stream from your wallet, the NFT content gets locked again. So you save a lot of money and the payments take place in crypto. Apart from that, on that platform, creators could create fundraisers for good causes. Like suppose you are a creator, say you are Logan Paul and you have a lot of fan following and people really believe in you and you want to really make a difference to the world. So you create a fundraiser and your fan following would like align with your mission and they would contribute to that particular fundraiser and you can raise money for good causes. After that, I dived deep into DAOs, how DAOs work. So DAOs are decentralized autonomous organization wherein there is no third party involved, and we made a DAO ourselves, and that DAO was for insurances. So for farmers. So in countries like Africa and countries like my own country, India, where agriculture is the mainstay of most of the nations, farmers are often suffering a lot of losses due to various natural disasters. So we came up with a solution of a DAO wherein all the members would like pull money together in the DAO treasury, and then the farmers who have been hit by floods and all, they would create claims on the blockchain. So these claims, the most of the data would be stored off chain using protocols like using technologies like IPFS, and the contract would be on the blockchain. And then we have these Oracle services by Chainlink, which get real world data to the blockchain and which help which help developers to get like data from APIs on the blockchain. And we wrote smart contracts to automatically validate the claim data that is provided by the farmers. And the smart contract automatically validates if your claim is true. Like suppose you had a certain millimeter of rain on a particular day and the Chainlink Oracle returns that result, and if the result is greater than a particular threshold value, like say 5 millimeter for that particular day, 5 millimeter of rainfall, then your claim gets validated. This is followed by voting mechanism, that is a governance mechanism in the DAO, wherein all the members of the DAO vote on the proposal and the people finally get their claims settled, and the farmer is able to uh, get his funds as an insurance premium. So these were some of the projects that I built. And during the Celo fellowship, the mentors asked us to apply for the Celo camp so that we could take our project to the next level. And that's how I realized that we could build metaverses on Celo really needs some games apart from the projects that are already building on DeFi and Impact. And we came up with a small idea, and here's what we are building today. And I'm really grateful to Celo and to all my mentors at the Celo fellowship for this experience. Yeah, so this is my blockchain developer story, how I started out and what so I aspire to be uh, a DeFi engineer, and I'm currently learning about a lot of DeFi protocols. I really want to work in the Web3 space.
Awesome, interesting. You've built a really interesting project. You have also participated in interesting projects, which is more like the mission of blockchain community, building on community and creating something that is really solving the issues different communities are facing, which is really interesting. So speaking of community, is your project open source? And if it is, how can somebody or someone contribute to the verse? Yeah.
Yeah, so Into the Verse was initially open sourced during the CeloCam demo, before the CeloCam demo day. And yeah, a lot of the smart contracts are actually open source, but um, the parts like the metaverse and the game aspects aren't open source for now. So we really want to take this forward as a company, and for that we are actually looking for developers other than open source contributions right now. Yeah, so
Awesome. Yeah, I like the part that you guys are looking for developers, and maybe one of the participant can actually be part of the developing or the developers team. Yeah. So if they really work hard, and yeah. So the other question is, you have actually talked about career opportunities which are available at your company. The other two questions, let me put them together. How have you benefited from the Celo community, and what career mistakes has given you the biggest lesson? Yeah, and the last one is on the advice that you can give your younger self at the start of the career. Yeah.
Yeah, so the benefits from the Celo community. Yeah, so I have actually gained a lot of community support from the mentors and the people who are making and building pioneering projects. Like as a student, I was really overwhelmed when I got into the Celo Camp Accelerator, and by seeing the scale of projects that the other projects at the camp were building, and it really introduced me to a lot of people from developers to mentors to investors, and uh, yeah, and all people of the Celo community. And the people really liked what we built, and they really want to take us want us to take this forward. And uh, the second question was, yeah, so if you want to build on Celo,
Okay.
if you have questions, the best place to go is on Celo Discord, wherein you can solve most of your doubts. They have a really good developer relations team, and they have a hackathon going on, wherein they usually have office hours where you can go personally ask your questions on what you are building currently, and you can get them solved. Apart from that, it has an amazing Discord community where you can post your questions and get them solved. And you can always ask me if you have any doubts. I'm always up for that. Uh, the next question was, what were the early mistakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
biggest lesson, yeah, and the biggest career mistake that has given you the biggest lesson.
yeah. So at the start of my college career, in year one, I used to look at different technologies, say machine learning, say blockchain, and I used to always say that I'm going to do this. But the actual achievement comes when you start really making your hands dirty. So until my second year, and even at the start of my third year, it never really struck me. I never, never really gave me a breakthrough until I started building something myself. So never be afraid to start something. You may fail 1,000 times, but you always you always end up at the right place. And yeah, never hesitate to ask people in your community, people who are building with you, your seniors, whoever, in your college or anywhere for that matter. Never hesitate to ask questions, because when you start asking questions and when you answer to others questions, you actually end up learning a lot from them. And yeah, the biggest mistake is never procrastinate things. Don't say that you are going to do it, but instead try doing it, and try building from ground zero. That's how you reach the top. And reaching the top is always the beginning. There is no top. You just keep going, and you just keep reaching new heights. So that's how it is. Yeah, and my advice to most of the people in the developer space, in the developer community, would be, uh, yeah, to talk to different people, to try to get as much help as possible, and to learn different aspects. Like if you like NFTs, if you like trading NFTs, you may start to think how you can create one, and how you can, like, uh, how you can create one, how minting works, how NFT data gets stored off chain, and all those aspects. You can also start learning about DeFi, like basic smart contracts. I'll pass down a few links, a few valuable resources. Let me just share one to help you get started. So this resource, it has a list of articles which covers everything from DeFi to NFTs, and let me just share it in the chat, to different protocols, to different aspects like staking, uh, liquidity, and a lot of aspects of crypto and Web3. If you are a Web2 developer and you want to transition to Web3, start learning about Web3.js, Ether.js, because to be a Web3 developer, if you are already a Web2 developer, it isn't a big, it is not a big of a leap. It's actually very easy. You just need to think from another angle, and decentralization like is here to stay. Crypto is here to stay and here to like change our lives forever. And yeah, so that's how you go step by step always.
Awesome. Great. So to sum it up, Elio has spoken about building, keeping your hands dirty, and you actually learn a lot by practicing yourself. So you may get the code, you may get everything, but if you don't understand the concept of the code, you won't be able to know how to build. So building is a long-term thing. Yeah. So this was a really interesting event and an awesome one. Hope you guys have been inspired. And before we call it an end, I open the floor to you guys to ask questions. And yeah, so you can unmute your mic and or raise your hand and ask some few questions. If your
Yeah,
mic,
don't hesitate to ask questions. Like questions are really helpful. It also helps me learn a lot, just as much as it would help you learning stuff.
yeah.
Um,
So if your mic is not working, you can also type on the chat. And yeah, so this is a good way to learn and get to experience. Yeah, we learn by asking questions. Yeah. Yes, Martin.
Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Okay. I've seen that the startup is using real time. I think most of it is real time. What technologies are they using, especially so that players can be able to interact with each other seamlessly?
yeah, so that's a good question. Currently for the project, the backend infrastructure for the metaverse is a little bit centralized since it's a game. So we use sockets, and every client connects to the socket and they become part of the metaverse. But going so and for the chat, we are currently in the process of integrating IPFS PubSub, wherein there would be like benches, there would be special avenues inside the metaverse, and people who visit that particular bench or that particular say corner of the metaverse would be able to connect to a room using IPFS PubSub APIs. So IPFS has built its own set of PubSub APIs, publish subscribe APIs, wherein users can like tune in and create channels, and then communication can take place there. Yeah, so this would be a way for users to interact with one another. Apart from that, currently for the DeFi integrations, we are integrating Uniswap SDK. So Uniswap is built on top of Uniswap, and it is live on Celo. So people would be able to like visit banks just how you visit banks in real life, and there would be various counters. And as soon as you go there, you sit at the table. There would be a UI pop-up which tells you like to swap from one token to another. And yeah, once you click on the swap, you will be charged swap button, you will be charged a certain amount of fee, and the router and the interface contracts of Uniswap would make the swap token swap possible for you. So that would include a wallet pop-up, and the transaction would take place on the blockchain, and you would actually have your assets in your wallet. So you can later use them to buy items from the marketplace, or you can use it for any other purpose inside the metaverse. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
So there is a question on the chat, and that is on the scaling up of the game. Like, how are you going to scale the game using WebSockets? Yeah.
Yeah, so WebSockets currently doesn't sound well enough for like scaling, but since we were like developing an MVP, we started out with WebSockets because we were building the metaverse from scratch. So going ahead, we would require like we would require investments in web servers, wherein we would have a dedicated web server that would enable or that would handle the traffic that is connected to the game, like every client. And uh, yeah, so that should really that should really scale your product uh, uh, using socket connections, and and obviously like the chat using pub sub features. But the web3 parts of it, everything like everything related to web3, it works on the blockchain. So that is how that is how we plan to scale the project further.
So there is another question which comes from Iram. Iram is actually from India, and yeah. So you need cookies for paper order fundraising. So I don't know. I don't really know what she means by that. Maybe Ilam, you can expound more.
Yeah,
Iram.
perhaps you could elaborate more on that.
Yeah. Hello, Iram. Hello, Iram. Could you kindly elaborate? Or do you mean like how is fundraising done in blockchain? Yeah, okay. I think that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah. So currently in into the verse in the MVP, what is done is that there is a smart contract which keeps track of new fundraisers created on the platform, and fundraisers can be created by an individual identity, but we plan to keep it like a fundraiser which is created by the admins in the game, and which would be like valid for uh, a particular period of time. So the smart contract has a timestamp for the fundraiser to expire, and it also has a goal. And every fundraise has a fundraising ID, and um, so when you go and interact with the UI, it asks how much you want to donate, and when you make a donation, it creates an interaction with the wallet and a transaction on the blockchain. and the blockchain keeps track of the fundraiser. And once the goal is met, the fundraiser automatically expires and the proceeds go to the beneficiary. And if the fundraiser goal hasn't been met yet, but the timestamp has expired, so on in Solidity you use block.timestamp to take to consider the time aspects on inside smart contracts. So once that expires, the fundraiser expires automatically. Yeah, so currently it is web based, but it is built on top of Phaser, and Phaser is a JavaScript engine. It is compatible with both web and mobile. So for our MVP, we've decided to build it on web, but going forward, we plan to make it a mobile compatible game as well, where most of the Web3 interactions would be through mobile wallets like Velora, and and on web it would be through MetaMask. So yeah, the mobile integration is part of our roadmap as well.
Awesome, awesome. These are great questions. These are great questions, and yeah. So, is there any last question so that we can wrap up? And yeah. So one last question. Yeah. So what again is the library you have used so that
So
you
it is
can
built
share
on,
the link? Yeah.
I'll share the tech stack. It's based on Phaser, Solidity for smart contracts, and Phaser.js, Solidity for the smart contracts, and Celo SDKs for talking to the Celo blockchain. Yeah, and most of the applications are in React. So React makes it really easy for you to build apps using Solidity and Web3 or Ethers. So this is the tech stack. I'll link you to Phaser. Let me share the link to that. This is phaser.io. Yeah, with Phaser you can build a lightweight games. It really isn't much of a hassle. Yeah, fundraising, is it the same as the investor putting down money, or is it a way of saying mining? So fundraising to a company would be like to raise possible investments, but fundraising on into the verse is actually like there are different social causes like charity, maybe getting proceeds for like good causes, like uh, there may be many social causes, like some places would be hit by a natural disaster and you need to raise money to help those people. So fundraising for those people is what I mean by that is like you are raising funds for those good causes by through donations. So you would have a brochure of the entire fundraising agenda, wherein you would be able to read what the particular company is doing, and maybe if you align with that, if you really want to help those people, you can, and no one really stops you from making a donation from that. So you are actually helping people out, and that also you do that through a game as well, not by going to a particular website wherein you have to like enter the URL and then go there. And also on the metaverse you see a lot of people doing that, so you really get motivated to like help the community. So Into the Verse would be a kind of a project that would like channel each and every other ecosystem project building on Celo. And yeah, it would serve as a platform where people new to crypto would also learn about crypto through gaming and through gamified interactions with DeFi. Yeah, and we by building it further, we a really smooth user experience to every user who connects to the game.
Awesome. Yeah. So we'll take the last question, and then I think we can call it a wrap. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
one more last question, and then yeah. So I don't know, Evans, Damaris, or Rachel, anyone, if you guys have a question, you can ask. So there is one from Elvis. He's asking, what developers are you looking for in web in for? Like, is it Web3 or full stack developers?
Yeah, so we would potentially be looking at a full stack developer, because we have a couple of Web3 folks in the team. And most importantly, we are looking for developers who have a lot of game dev experience, like shipping decentralized applications. Like just web applications is very easy, but when it comes to a game and to user experience, that's where like the tough part lies. So we are looking to hire game developers, especially phaser developers, but we also have Unity integrations in mind in the far-fledged roadmap. But currently, it would be full-stack developers mainly to help with most of the web stuff, and also game developers to help with the game aspects. So currently, we are a team of a few friends, my friends from college as well as um, outside college, and we have Stanley from Malaysia, so who is the most senior guy in our team, and he teaches phaser himself to different students in Malaysia. So we have been building basically by bootstrapping ourselves, and going forward we require a strong team so that we can ship a really great product that would be used by people, and which would benefit the Celo community.
Awesome. Great things happening in the India community, which is really exciting and great too. I can't wait to see what Into the Verse brings, and the impact you guys will be able to put out there, and the communities that you are going to help. And, yeah. So that was the last question. And any, maybe your parting shot, and then yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much everyone for having me today, for having me share my insights. You're always welcome to reach out to me. I've shared my Discord and my Twitter as well. Don't hesitate to ask questions, and yeah, let's keep supporting the community, because community is always the strength, and great things happen out of the community. Yeah, I really appreciate the efforts which is taken by Jordan and the team. Really educating people and the other members of the community is the root initiative to doing great things in the space. So thank you once again. Thank you, Jordan. And it has been a really awesome experience.
So you're welcome, and continue building. I'll just say the words of the founder of DevFolio used to say that keep building, and just add get your hands dirty and build. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us, and thank you for the great insights you have shared with us. And we hope to see you in the next coming events and more to come. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I really wish you all the best.
Thank you. Bye. So yeah, that's it. That was Elio from India. So hope you guys have taken a lot of things and you have been able to get an understanding like what the community, what the blockchain ecosystem is like and how you can be able to get in. It's easy. Just by getting started to code itself makes you one closer step to becoming a builder and becoming a developer who is impacting the society. So yeah, that's it. On Wednesday, we'll have another developer coming up, just to give us more insights on how we can develop different applications. So that was into the verse, the future of the future the future of technology, and then we have a developer who will be joining us in terms of the future of fintech and how fintech will look like in the coming years and future. Yeah. So all these guys who are building are pioneering. They are moving into a road that has not been, or into a path that has not been made before. And yeah, so yeah, that's it from me. And if there is any question pertaining the Ubisoft smart contract, the clone, you can send me your if you have any error or anything that is like blocking you, you can always reach out and we solve the errors together. So on Friday, that's what we did, and we were able to progress. Yeah. So yeah. So if you have any question, concern, comment, you can do that. So as we call it an end. So Ambrose, Damaris, Elvis, Evans. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone?
Jordan, no comment, but I will kind of plead. If you can share the video for last week classes, that would be much appreciated.
Okay. Okay.
I know I missed 2 classes last week, so and no video for that.
I'll share the video. Today I had a problem with the internet. It took a long time to upload the videos. So, yeah, I'll share them once they are fully uploaded. Yeah, once they are fully uploaded. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other question? Any other question or any comment? Well, then, if yes, Martin.
I have issues with my project. I'm trying to. I've sent the videos on WhatsApp. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Now you are. We can hear you now.
Okay, I'm saying that I've sent the video on WhatsApp. I have some issues with my code. I don't know what is happening, because if I try and create a new React project, uh, it cannot read the files. But when I use the one that I had cloned from your repo, it works. I don't know what could be the issue,
Okay.
but I'll ask further on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's had you previously installed React JS?
I'm not sure if I had ever installed it, but today, a few hours ago, it's when it finally installed, and it I was able to run for the first time after updating my Visual Studio Code.
Oh, okay. I'll check the video and then I'll see what is happening. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else who has a problem with their code or anything? Yeah, because I want us to finish up with the project so that next week we get started on the USSD application. Yeah, it will be yeah, on the USSD application, how you can be able to combine the existing technology, that is the Web 2, and the Web 3. How can they merge together? So since I know you guys, all of you guys have done an application using ManStack, that is Mongo, Express, React, and Node.js. So we are going to use the same kind of things for the USSD, but we won't have the React part. So the React part, we have covered it on the Ubisoft clone. The other part will be on the USSD clone. So that will use we'll use MongoDB, we'll use Express, and we'll use Node, and then Celo contract kit. So right now, everybody now right now is familiar with contract kit and how it works and how you're able to connect to it. Yeah. So yeah. So the more you are able, the more you're able to resolve your issues fast, the better for you. You will be able to build into the next level. Yeah. So yeah. So I hope you guys have been inspired, and yeah. So if there is no any other question, we can call it a day or a meeting. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. Bye, everyone.
Hey Jordan,